good, everybody? It's your boy B-Date. That's your boy Bailey Barton, man. We're back, and we're back with something a little different today. We're gonna do a World Series video since it's baseball time. So obviously my Yankees were out, you know, it's tough, whatever. But the World Series matchup takes place on Tuesday, game 1. It's gonna be between the Los Angeles Dodgers and
I want you to say it.
that team out in Boston.
What he meant to say was the American League East winning, American League Championship Series winning Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
That's what he meant to say.
Between those two teams. And we're just gonna give y'all, I guess, some things y'all can expect for the series, what we expect from the series, and I guess a couple players to look out for. I'll start it off since I'm the impartial guy of the show. I will say the Red Sox outfield looks very impressive, like they did all season long. One thing that has surprised me is the bullpen of the Red Sox being like just good enough to hold other teams off and, you know, and win games and get to the series, obviously. And their starting pitching has been really good all postseason long. So there's that riding for them. On the Dodgers side, you know, it's like LA is, man. A lot of stars, a lot of big names. You got Justin Turner hitting the ball really well. You got Chris Taylor batting over 400 in the postseason. He's killing it. Max Muncy's killing it. Bunch of, like, you know what I'm saying, Bellinger, just a bunch of big names that you recognize, and they're all playing very well. Machado's doing his thing. So, like, it's really just a stylistic type of series. You got great starting pitching over there against one really good starter and then a bunch of just big name hitters on LA. So I could definitely see the series going 6 or 7. Wouldn't be surprised if it went 5, but I think it's more likely to go 6 or 7 just because of the whole ALNL thing. How do the managers like adjust to the different styles of how you manage a game, you know what I'm saying? So those are some things I'm looking for, just which style will prevail over a 7-game series. The Red Sox have home field. Red Sox have home field, so they all get that one extra game if it comes to a game 7 in Fenway, dimensions that they know, you know, crowd behind them, yada yada yada. So that could also be very helpful for them.
Alright, first we gotta get this on camera, man. Gotta show my true colors. But man, I think the series isn't gonna go any longer than 6.
Okay.
I think right now the Red Sox are playing some of their best baseball. And this is gonna be a whole lot of bias, I've been a Red Sox fan since I was in Little League at like 6 years old. I was on the Red Sox, and that's what made me like them then, so I've stuck with them ever since. We're hooping right now, and I'm feeling good about myself, so I'm gonna talk about them a little bit. Yeah, I don't see the series going any farther than 6. Red Sox are a right-handed heavy lineup. Dodgers starting rotation is left-hand heavy, so that works out in the Red Sox favor. Home field advantage works out in the Red Sox favor. The Dodgers have bigger names, but the Red Sox have better hitters, regardless of the name alone. That's why they had the best offensive stats year-round. They were first in average, first in runs scored, first in OBS, first in OPS. And the Dodgers do have the bigger name. Red Sox are just hotter right now. Red Sox have the best player in the series in Mookie Betts. Arguably the best hitter in the series in JD Martinez or Mookie Betts. And the Dodgers do have the best pitcher name-wise. Clayton Kershaw is the greatest pitcher probably of our generation.
But he tends to fold.
He's not the best postseason pitcher.
So yeah, y'all have that working for y'all.
And when you look at the bullpens the Red Sox have faced before, we faced the Yankees bullpen, people like Zach Britton, Aroldis Chapman, Dylan Betances, Chad Green, David Robertson. We beat them in 3, or we beat them in 4. No, what was it, 4? Yeah, beat them in 4. Then we play Houston Astros. Starting rotation of Verlander, Keuchel, Garrett Cole, Charlie Morton, all 4 all-star potential pitchers. The number 1 bullpen in ERA, number 1 bullpen in opponent batting average, number 1 bullpen in runners allowed, number 1 bullpen in strikeouts and hits allowed. And I mean, we're averaging 9 runs a game right now in the playoffs. So our offense is hot. Like you stated, the bullpen's doing just enough to get the ball from whoever's starting to Kimbrel.
And that was y'all's weakness, right, in the regular season was bullpen.
And even with Kimbrel struggling like he is, he still hasn't blown a save yet. So he's doing enough. He's not dominating, but
he's not losing. He's not losing. That's big facts.
Like you stated again, the Red Sox defensively, I think, are superior in this series, infield and outfield wise. I think the only thing that we lose to the Dodgers in is third base, because of we really don't even know. I prefer Rafael Devers. I think Cora is going to go with Nunez because of the lefty-heavy starting rotation for the Dodgers. And then, of course, there isn't a shortstop better in the league defensively right now than Manny Machado.
I think there's there's something that has to be said, like in the terms of when it's World Series time. The Dodgers, this lineup of the Dodgers, I should say, outside of Machado, has all been there before, pretty much. They've all been tested. They've all, you know what I'm saying, they know what that feeling is like. They have a few champions on their team. Freeze being a good addition to the team. He's hitting it really well. So just in terms of experience and stuff, like I would definitely prefer to have the Dodgers lineup. You know, they're a little more tried, a little more tested, and they have a little chip on their shoulder in the fact that they didn't win last year.
Lost in 7.
With home field advantage, they lost. So I think, you know, they have a little bit more of a little chip on their shoulder. It's all about preference, what you like. It's more of a dominance versus battle-tested, nitty-gritty type of storyline. And I don't know, I think this is the year Kershaw kind of gets those demons off his back and gets out of his own head in the playoffs. And I think he'll have a couple good starts this series, man.
And I can get off the bias train for a minute. I know if we have a couple Dodgers fans out there that didn't necessarily enjoy listening to what I just went off. So I can give you some reasons why I think the Dodgers could win this series. One, the Red Sox have faced 2 right-hand heavy batting lineups, Yankees and Astros both. The Dodgers are known Bellinger, Muncy, Jock Peterson. These are just 3 names off the top of my head I could think of that are all great lefty power bats that the Red Sox haven't had to face yet. Another thing, Chris Sale's never pitched in a World Series before. And he's not even healthy. He just had the stomach issue.
Same thing with David Price.
David Price is a pitcher in the World Series once, but as a reliever.
He just got his first win.
He was a rookie and a reliever when he threw in his first World Series.
And bro just got his first win of his
we don't know much
career.
about how he's going to be. Eovaldi hasn't pitched on this stage. Porcello's a big-time pitcher, but I don't think, unless he pitched when he was with the Tigers, I can't think of a time when he's pitched at this stage. So the Red Sox aren't World Series tested. So that's the Dodgers thing. They just came off a 7-game series in the World Series last year. They've been there before. They know it. Another thing is most of the time American League teams dominate the World Series because of National League teams don't have a DH.
Right.
National League teams don't typically have a hitter off the bench that they can plug into a DH.
But
the Dodgers have people like Matt Kemp not starting, Jock Peterson not starting. All great hitters that the Dodgers can plug in.
Right. Dozier's
on the bench. Yeah, he was a big-time hitter when he was acquired. So this Dodgers team really is, like you said, star names top to bottom. I do agree with him. I think Kershaw will pitch a lot better this series. I do expect Game 1 to not be my over-under is going to be 4 in Game 1, and I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the under of 4 in Game 1 because I think both Sale at home will come out juiced, Kershaw on the road.
Fresh, rested.
It just feels like it's the Red Sox year almost. Like the storyline has to be complete with the Red Sox World Series. People like Jackie Bradley Jr. stepping up, and he didn't hit for nothing all season long. Turns up in the LCS.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because we can segue that into our players to look out for. For the Red Sox, I'm gonna say look out. This is like a name that might surprise them. Look out for Xander Bogaerts. If I do remember correctly, was he on the
He was
2013 team.
He started at third base. On the
Started at
third
as a rookie on the 2013 team. So he knows what winning feels like at the biggest stage. Him batting fourth is like, everybody like me particularly makes fun of the Red Sox because after 1 through 3 and, you know, until Jackie Bradley took off, but really after the third batter, you're like, oh, okay, we can take a rest back until we see Mookie again. A very solid defensive shortstop. If he can hit the ball well, batting behind JD, I think he could have the potential to have a really big series, just in the fact that like he can be that next guy up after that big three.
Xander Bogaerts led the league this year in two-strike RBIs.
There you go.
Something along the lines of like 25, 30, somewhere in there.
There you go, right there.
I do agree with that. Big day at the dish.
Do you want to go ahead and give your Red Sox one?
So for my Red Sox one, man, it's not really a player, it's more of a position.
Okay.
I want to see two positions kind of, but it's along the same lines. I want to see the catchers and the second baseman contribute at the plate.
Okay.
Whoever starts, whether it's Leon or Vasquez, this year I read this on ESPN today. Sandy Leon, who normally starts at catcher for the Red Sox, was behind 9 starting pitchers in OPS this year.
Ooh, no.
Not including Ohtani. So don't count Ohtani.
That's not
so there was 9 starting pitchers who got on base and slugged more than Sandy Leon.
That's bad.
So I need to see him at least be worth something up there.
Be a position player.
And then same thing with Ian Kinsler. Until he got to Game 5, he really didn't touch the ball at all in the LCS. I need to see something out of those 2 positions offensively. Christian Vasquez came in and hit some. But I just don't think. I think Core's going to go with Sandy Leon more.
Me too. NL wise, or Dodger wise, I should say, I'm going to go with a big name because the Dodgers are full of them. But this guy, I think, as big as his name is, we shouldn't say he's an X factor or a player to look out for, but I'm still going to say his name, Yasiel Puig. Now, this guy plays with a lot of, I love this guy because he plays with so much emotion, so much fire in his heart, and he just wants to win. Like, you know, you can just see that on every time he plays baseball. He's like,
he doesn't care about anybody that's not wearing Dodger blue and isn't trying to win.
He plays every game like, man, I might not get to play another game, and I love that about him. I think if he can harness his emotions enough on the biggest of stages, which is not easy at all, but if he can just harness that, hit the ball like he's been hitting it great all postseason. If he can be that spark plug, X factor type of guy for them.
Quickly to touch on the Puig thing, something to look out for when you're watching Yasiel Puig at bat. Scouting report is do not throw this man a breaking ball.
Okay.
Don't throw him a breaking ball. Anything breaking and low in the zone, he's going to hit it 400 feet. And to counteract that, if you think about the Red Sox, other than really Sale, we just have a bunch of flamethrowers. Kimbrel throws hot. Joe Kelly throws 98, Brazier 98. Other than Sale, who is about 93 and has the slider and the curve, all that, or the changeup, and Matt Barnes in the bullpen. Joe Kelly, pure heat. Kimbrel, pure heat. Ryan Brazier, pure heat. These are the pitchers I'm expecting. Well, most of those being starters, but Matt Barnes, Joe Kelly, Ryan Brazier, Kimbrel are really the 4 relievers that you'll probably see once a game. I want to see how that counteracts Yasiel's breaking ball compared to how we just throw straight gas. My Dodger X Factor, I'm going to go with another big name. I'm going to go with Manny Machado.
I like that, and he was on my mind. I like that.
I'm going to go with Manny Machado. He's never been here before, never been in the World Series, and now he's playing in a super big market in the World Series.
In terms of baseball, we can say tie for first with our 2 teams. In terms of the market of baseball.
Yeah, the 3, when you ask any player, anybody to name off as many MLB teams as they know, the Dodgers, Red Sox, and Yankees will always be named. Regardless of who you ask, where you go, those 3 teams will always be named. And 2 of them just happen to be in the World Series this year.
All right.
And, I mean, Machado, he plays with emotion just like Puig does. He's known to, like, he had that incident in the NLCS where he ran into that first baseman's foot, Jesus Aguilar.
Yeah.
I want to see playing in these ballparks as historic as Fenway and Dodger Stadium. I want to see the emotion, if he can harness it and use it on the field, or if he uses it against himself. Gets too caught up.
Too big for him.
If he struggles at the plate one game, does he let that affect him? If he has an error, does he let that affect him? He hasn't played here yet. So I think if Machado has what he's capable of doing defensively and what we know he can do offensively, this series could go 7. But That being said,
You don't see it.
I don't see it. I still got the Red Sox in 6.
I like it.
You got.
I'm gonna say Dodgers in 7. I think if they do win, it'll be best on best. Kershaw versus Sale in a Game 7, and I believe this is the year Kershaw gets those demons off his back.
So you got Kershaw winning World Series MVP?
No.
No? Who you got? World
MVP?
Series?
Justin Turner.
Justin Turner?
Justin
Okay.
Turner.
That was a thing I was going to say. Pitchers are only typically get it very often. They only pitch at most 2 times in the series. Justin Turner's a great pick. I'm going to go with the safe pick here, Mookie Betts. I think we've dominated, and he really hasn't.
He hasn't yet, yeah.
And I think right now, if there was ever a time for him to solidify his superstar status, to solidify his AL MVP, to solidify him being the best right fielder in the game, this is the time.
Yeah.
And I want to see, he's going to bat leadoff. You can't really pitch around the leadoff guy, especially with Martinez, Xander, Benintendi, Mickey Moreland, Steve Pearce, batters like that after him. We know what Jackie Bradley Jr. is doing in the 9 spot right now. And look out, another reason I think he could win it. When we go play in LA, don't be surprised if Marcus Lynn Betts lines up at second base. Because we gotta have JD in, gotta keep Benintendi in, gotta keep Bradley in. Betts has gotta be somewhere. And right now, like we said, our weakest position, 2nd and 3rd. Betts came up in the minor league system playing second base.
There you go.
I think it's an easy plug-in right there.
There you
so
go.
his utility, his hitting, his just star power and his star name, combined with the Red Sox really winning this series in 6.
There you go.
It's got to go to my man 50, Marcus Lynn, Mookie Betts.
There you go, man. This has been an episode of Swing the Rock, MLB edition, Game 1 tomorrow night.